जननी जननी भूता अजदी विनोद शरीरा ताळतमाळा सुदवित तीरा भूता अजदी विनोद शरीरा ताळतमाळा सुदवित तीरा सुब्रत तिनी कुल शिखर समीरा सुब्रत तिनी कुल शिखर समीरा
Did you know that the UN Sustainable Development Goals are a universal call to action that unites 193 countries around the world? If these global goals are fulfilled by 2030, life on Earth will be better for everyone. So, what are these goals? Eliminate poverty in all its forms. No hunger. Everyone should have safe, nutritious, and sufficient food. Everyone has equal access to healthcare, thus ensuring our well-being and a healthy life. Equal access to a quality education. Ensure gender equality where women and girls have the same opportunities as men and boys. By achieving these goals, each member of our society will be equal, safe, and happy. UN global goals also include access to safe drinking water and sanitation, access to clean energy that is safe for people and the environment, sustainable and stable economic growth. Everyone has a decent job, strong infrastructure, and the support of innovations. Lower inequality within and among countries. Cities and settlements be developed without damaging the environment and people. Achieving these goals will result in the well-being of people and our planet. We can further take care of our environment with the following goals: sustainable and safe production and consumption of products. Take urgent measures to reduce climate change and its impact. Ensure the sustainable use and protection of ocean and sea resources. Restore and protect Earth's ecosystems. By achieving these goals, we will form a society where strong institutions ensure peace and justice. It is important for everyone to be involved and to build partnerships for achieving sustainable development goals. You are part of this process. Demand the implementation of these goals. Take the lead and share information with your friends.
Food is the fundamental basis of life. It is essential for human nutrition, economies, and cultures. Food and how we grow it shapes our planet and society. Agriculture covers roughly 1/3 of Earth's surface, changing landscapes and natural cycles, putting the health of the planet at risk. Society is affected by how we transport and consume food. Despite progress, over 800 million people still go hungry every day, while over 2 billion are overweight or obese. Can we address these challenges so that everyone everywhere eats well? The Sustainable Development Goals call for the end of hunger, healthier diets, and more efficient agriculture. Ours can be the first generation to ensure global food security and sustainable food production. The world already has the knowledge to make this happen. You can join this movement. Enroll today in the SDG Academy and learn how to feed a hungry planet.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 6, the last day of Insight Faculty Development Program in Home Science. We have with us Dr. Professor Mohanty, Family Resource Management, College of Community Science, Odisha University of Agriculture Technology, Bhubaneswar. Now I would like to request Dr. Suparna Patel to introduce our guest speaker. Over to you, Suparna ma'am.
Good morning, one and all. I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to introduce our resource person, Dr. Manisha Mohanty. Welcome you, madam. Dr. Manisha Mohanty is a professor at Family Resource Management and former director, College of Community Science, OUAT, Bhubaneswar. She has 14 numbers of publication, many international and national reputed journal. She has 65 numbers of popular article. She has completed 32 years of service and completed 2 funding projects by ICAR. She has received Best Teacher Award in the year 2009. We are eagerly waiting to hear our respected madam. Madam, please.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your good words. Good morning, one and all. Actually, I think today is the concluding session of your
Yes,
this
ma'am.
faculty development program. And I've been assigned the responsibility to present the topic specific resources. Hello, Ajanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you share the screen or I?
Yeah, I can also. Okay.
Let me see.
I'm requesting my team now. Anushya and Chinmay, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you got all the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha.
Ma'am,
Wait.
should we share? From our side?
Okay. You share. That
Okay,
will be
ma'am.
better.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Acha. Shall we start? Am I audible, no? Okay. Okay. See, the topic assigned to me is availability and management of specific resources by an individual and family. I think there are two keywords in this topic, that is management and resources. And we all know what management is. It is management is by using what we have to get what we want. And the resources is what we have at our disposal. So there is all of you can see, I have given a picture, inserted a picture of a house. A house means it is, we all know how vital, how important it is in our life. And the exact definition I'm not saying, but I'm saying a quote that a home is where our heart is, and it is a place where we grumble most and treated the best. That's why intentionally I have I have attached this picture here in the first slide, because with the proper management and with the available resources, we can achieve our goal, we can achieve the management process. Next slide, please. So today we'll cover, next slide. Today we'll cover various topics under this heading. Next. So starting with management, why it is important. Let me speak that it is an important component in the family living. Okay, means how it consists of why it is important. It consists of the purposeful behavior of all family members. leading to the creation and use of the resources to realize the goal of the family members. And family has a greater dimension. All we know that it has relates to the people living together with love, with affection, with affinity and mutual understanding. And all management activities of the family are directed towards achievement of the goal. That is which ultimately, achievement of the goal means which ultimately leads to maximum satisfaction of the family members. That is always important. Whatever may be the goal, if you do not obtain maximum satisfaction, it is of no use. For this, what happened? The family members use the resources available with them and work towards creation of the needed resources for achievement of the goal. Then what are these resources? These resources may include your time, energy, money, along with the internal resources like knowledge. Then there is a need for management. We all know that this is management process. Then why there is a need of management process? Everybody can manage a home. Then why there is, means it is important. It is important in our life because with the increasing scarcity of the resources, the need of management begins. Scarcity of resources, both qualitatively and quantitatively, I mean to say. As the environment become more and more complex, the competition increased. Okay, and it becomes necessary for the people to think of the alternative uses. So this is called the choosing the second part, the choosing the right resources and right course of action to achieve the desired goal. So management is a process of directing the action of an individual or community, you can say, or organization to reach the specified goal. And one more thing I just want to mention here, that it depends on the family values. What is value? We all know that it is the motivating factor of human behavior. But I'm giving one example. The family valuing the education they may decide to spend on education of the children rather than the luxurious item. And on the contrary, also the family exhibition or high standard of living, they spend more on the luxurious item like costly vehicle or car or a house like this. So it is rightly said that it is a key to happy living because it enhances the chances of reaching the goals early by making the use of right decisions. We cannot leave the decision because it is inescapable in management process, and using the minimum resources to attain the desired quality of life. Quality of life means it is the accomplishment of feeling maximum satisfaction to the family members by the use of the material and non-material resources. Next slide, please. Now, I want to tell something about the second key point, that is the resources. We all know what is resources, why resources are importance, and it is vital for our life. But still, I don't go further. I don't move further without speaking few words on resources. It is, we all know, it is both tangible and intangible component, and these are used also to achieve our goal, to achieve our objectives, and this is very important in management process. And actually, all the resources have three important roles. That is capacity to meet goal. Capacity to meet goals means resources have the potential to achieve the goal. Okay, means if he possesses money, this just you mind it, if we possesses money but cannot use it to satisfy our needs, it cannot be termed as resources. You can say it is a dead resources. We have money, but we cannot use this money to satisfy our needs, satisfy our wants, to reach our goals. So resources is only that object or the capacity that is available to be used for meeting our goals. The second is it can be developed or generated. Means certain resources like human resources, which include your knowledge, skill, it can be developed. and it also possible to generate material resources like money, income, and assets, etc. So it can be developed or generated and conserved or saved for the future resources. It is need of the hour. See, resources like money, material resources, and both material and non-material resources, it can be saved, and we must save it for their use in future. So there is no hard and fast rule in saving or in utilizing those resources to achieve our goals. So we should make our own strategy for blending this time, money, and energy resources to achieve our goal. Next slide. Next, see, human energy as a specific resources. Today, I will discuss this under specific resources, two resources. The first resources is your energy. Okay, see this line, the first line of this slide, manage your energy, not your time. This interesting line in an article, it stuck to my mind and it tickled my curiosity. I just wondered and tried to find out the inner meaning of it. Actually, what is why manage your energy and not your time? Time is also a very important resources and it is a scarce resources. What is there? Why it is written manage your energy and not time? Actually, it has a meaning, and it says that as the demands of the workplace keep rising, what happened nowadays, we are working more than the stipulated time. Suppose our working hour is 9 to 5. We are staying in the office up to 9, 10. Okay, why this happening? As the demands of the workplace keep rising, many people, what happened, they respond by putting it over a longer periods, which inevitably leads to burnt out that cost both the organization and the employee. Okay, what happened? Meanwhile, while people take granted what fuels their capacity to work, that means their energy, and increasing that capacity is the best way to get more done faster and the better. Actually, the core problem with working longer hour is that time is a finite resources. It has 24 hours and it is same for everyone, but energy is different story. Energy is not that, it is not means limited. So as it is defined as a capacity to do work, and energy comes from four main wellsprings, four main sources in human being, that is the body, emotion, mind, and spirit. And in each case, the energy can be systematically expanded and regularly renewed. How? Through motivation. That means accomplishing more work within the specific time by organizing our work. This means manage your energy. Okay, not your time. Accomplishing more work. How to complete your work? This needs little thought over work simplification and your motivation towards work. Next, okay, energy, it is an intangible resources, and it is we all know that it is a basic components of every person in maintaining maintaining the life, growth, and physical output. And see, time can be planned and monitored according to the activity. We all know that, but it is not easy to plan and monitor the energy requirement. So what happened? Why it is not easy to means plan and monitor? Because it varies from person to person and it is influenced upon many factors. Many parameters are there. It influenced by the physical and physiological body parameter. Actually, the energy is obtained through the how it is obtained. When we eat food, energy is obtained, that is the dynamic biochemical reactions in the body, and energy is utilized for the maintenance of the circles I have written, maintenance of the basal metabolic process, the promoting growth, regulation of body temperature, and performance of various physical activities. Next slide. Yes, this we all know. Energy is different. Energy in different stages of family life cycle. As per family life cycle, energy varies. The time spending pattern also vary. That is, we all know stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 of the family life cycle. Next slide. This is a very important thing. Efforts are used in homemaking activities. So means whatever may be the activity or job, you can say, to be performed, it requires several types and efforts, like your mental effort, visual effort, manual effort, dorsal effort, and pedal effort. What is mental effort? Mental effort means it is required to do any task, even the routine task. Routine task means you are cooking, we are using what we are cleaning, we are maintaining the house, even in the routine work like just cleaning, cooking, I told you. So these tasks are performed daily. Still one has to think about the way in which it has to be performed and mentally organize the task in sequence. And all the activities, visual effort means all the activities is, involve visual effort, although we are not aware of it. And muscular movement means muscular movement of the eye and adjustment of the vision to the object in different distance and lighting condition. It continuously takes place while performing any task. And this also requires your energy. Then the manual effort. Manual effort means it is required for the household activities to be performed, all types of household activities. Then dorsal effort. Dorsal effort means some activities, it involves your leg, feet movement, like you're standing, walking, climbing stairs, all this. Actually, since the whole body needs to be moved around these activities, the activities have a heavy energy demand, and this is called the pedal effort. And all the household activities required a combination of more than one type of effort. And in order to have a well-balanced energy pattern, what happened? The homemaker, she needs to know the energy cost of various activities, and also which activity is more tiring and why. Then next slide. Energy cost means housewife needs to know the energy cost of the activities. Energy cost means the energy required to perform a particular activity is the energy cost of that activity. Okay. As I told you, for any household activity, several combinations and types of efforts are required, and energy cost changes according to the combination of the types of effort used for each activities. Okay, so a well-balanced energy expenditure pattern, the homemaker need to know, in order to well-balanced energy expenditure pattern, homemaker need to know the energy cost of various activities and energy demand on the various tasks. That means the activity, household activities, it is categorized into light, moderate, and heavy activities. Light activity, it requires 1.4 to 2 calories per minute, and heavy moderate activity, like some certain activities like your knitting, hand sewing. Just I'm giving some examples, and it has been calculated from a survey work. And moderate activities, it includes using of different equipment like your vacuum cleaner, also the kneading doughs and ironing, and calorie requirement is 2 to 3.5 calories per minute, and for a heavy activity it is 3.5 to 4.5 calorie per minute. Next slide, please. Next slide. One minute. See, this is the ways of controlling energy expenditure. It is written, nothing to be there. Developing an improved mental attitude towards work to be done, eliminating unnecessary steps. This I will tell you in detail in the next slide. Next. Principles of body mechanics. Okay. Body mechanics means what? Body mechanics means it refers to the way you hold your body when you are moved around. Okay, so proper body mechanics, what happened? It helps you to avoid muscle fatigue and injuries as you walk or bend or lifting any object or perform any activities like this. So there are 5 principles of body mechanics as given. First is keeping the body parts in alignment. Keeping the body part in alignment, it results the stability when the various body weights are correctly positioned, each centered over the base of the support. That means when any part of the body gets out the line, your head, neck, your back means strong, everything should be in neutral position. I'll show you the photograph in the next slide. Actually, what happened when everything is in balance, in addition to whatever the work, the body is doing, we get strength in the body. Therefore, what happened? This correct posture or right posture should be maintained by the person. And what happened? This correct posture while sitting, standing, or using any tools. What happened? Muscles are so constructed, especially to do the certain things or job that causes no strain. If we maintain the body posture, our muscle is accustomed to that. And when in incorrect posture, what happens? Muscles which are not constructed for that particular job or do the job, and therefore strain and tension is felt by the worker. So when the strain is felt, what happened? Extra energy is spent, and for this correct energy management is required, and it is necessary to maintain body parts in alignment. The second is using muscles effectively. That means always use your large muscles, your leg muscles being the stronger muscles than the back muscles. It should be used for lifting any goods like this. The third is rhythm in movements. Rhythm in movements means the muscular performance. It may be rhythm means doing the things in a same tempo. Suppose in a household activity, many activities can be done rhythmically. For example, you're sweeping, running a vacuum cleaner, ironing clothes, all provide recognized possibilities for a regular flow of muscles. So resulting the rhythmic movements. Actually, in this manner, this rhythmic motions, it helps a great deal in managing energy effectively. So always consider the center of the gravity. Center of the gravity means it is important in lifting, supporting, or carrying a load, and also it is also in reaching to get an object. And it is always desirable to keep the load close to the body so that the center of gravity is taken care of. And taking the advantage of the gravity means we know that motions against the gravity are slower than with the gravity. And the very common example is cutting down the vegetable on a board than cutting them away in the air. So these are 5 principles of body mechanisms. We should think of this body mechanism in order to maintain our body posture and order to acquire more work without feeling fatigue. Next, fatigue. Telling, and the slide comes fatigue. Fatigue means it is the aversion to work. It is the tiredness that prevent the homemaker from performing her task effectively. So the exact definition means it is the physical or the mental weariness resulting from exertion, and that is an inability to continue the work at the at the same intensity, with a result deterioration in the performance. So fatigue is actually, it cannot be easily defined because it manifests itself. And 2 types of fatigue, that is the physiological fatigue and the psychological fatigue. First, physiological fatigue means it is called the tissue physical impairment. And what happened, it is the incapacity for exertion. induced by the previous exertion. If we are tired from the previous activities, we cannot work means further, and we feel tired. What happened during the muscular activities? Actually, our body consumes fuel and gives out energy. And this energy producing material in the muscle is mainly glycogen. And this glycogen is formed by the muscle tissue from the sugar products. It brought it by the blood. Actually, this muscular what happened in this muscular work, glycogen, it unites with the oxygen in the bloodstream and release energy and form lactic acid and carbon dioxide. And this both waste product, actually this interfered with the continued muscular activity of the body. So these two things, this waste product has to be drained out. How? Actually, what happened, this how to remove this lactic acid and carbon dioxide after any kind of work? Actually, bloodstream, what happened, it picks up the carbon dioxide and it carries the carbon dioxide to the lungs, and where it is exhaled. And at the same time, what happened, the blood also, it brings back oxygen to the muscles, and the lactic acid is oxidized and reconverted to again glycogen, and again this can be used and we get energy from that. So what happened, this oxygen, it helps to prevent the fatigue and it removes the lactic acid in the muscles. So what happened, this posture and the use of body muscles, this is also important in performing a task. And as I told you, this imbalanced posture while performing a task and what inefficient use of these muscles and muscular effort, it causes the physiological fatigue, keeping the body parts and major weights in a well-aligned position is essential to avoid fatigue at work. Just by giving rest to the body, we can avoid fatigue, and doing some yoga and exercise also, we can avoid fatigue. Then the second type of fatigue, which is really it is a matter of concern, it is the psychological fatigue, and it is two types, boredom fatigue and frustration fatigue. And even because even if we have enough energy to work, this fatigue may occur, and this will also result the reduced output. And that is why it is called the psychological fatigue. The boredom fatigue, what happened, a low level of motivation or a dislike for any work and a desire to stop the work. It means it accompany the boredom fatigue, and it may arise from the nature of job also. And studies also, various studies also shows that who dislike the routine work, they also develop and routine work and monotonous work, they also develop this type of fatigue. And frustration fatigue, frustration fatigue means it is also due to many reasons. When the plans fail to work out and the goals unable to reach our goals, this type of fatigue may result. And next. These are the various things, various points, how the fatigues can be relieved. Fatigues can be removed by taking enough rest period, by change of task. Change of task means if you are doing a monotonous routine work, you can change the task, analytical approach of a job, and so that the chances of failure may be less. Then having proper workplace, appreciation of work, constant motivation, all these, and giving incentive to the worker. By following this, fatigue can be removed. Next is management process, application of management process to energy expenditure. It is the same management process, the same steps are applicable to for the energy management. First, planning, the energy use. Planning means energy management, it is directly involved with the performance of work. So the major decision in the planning of these resources means is to solve the problem or when and how to perform the work. This is planning. So it would also require the careful decisions related not only to minimize the energy expenditure, but also to avoid bodily discomfort and fatigue. This is very important. Only the goal is not to minimize the energy expenditure, but to avoid the discomfort and fatigue. And by taking proper decisions you cannot separate from the management process, because it is inescapable from management process. Taking right decision, right time, every step we have to take if required the fresh decisions, even after the planning. So time and energy planning, it is time and energy planning, it is required. It is as I told you, it is inseparable. So managing energy it is similar as the managing of the time, and it involves making of the activity plan. Then controlling the energy. Controlling energy means once the work plan is used for the energy is ready, what happened? The problem of how to implement is arises. And this answer to this lies in the understanding and awareness of certain techniques related to body mechanics, techniques of work simplification. Okay, so the final is you're evaluating the energy used. Evaluating means it is by asking certain questions to oneself, one can evaluate. So the questions maybe, do I think of the use of energy in terms of goals? And do the energy cost of any homemaking task seem too high? And am I using the energy efficient? By asking certain questions, you can know, you can evaluate yourself. Okay, means, or you can ask like this, what tasks are more tiring and why these tasks are more tiring? Do I tire easily while doing any activities, or does it make me want to stop working? Okay, in between the work, means what can I do to relieve the fatigue? So by asking such questions to yourself, you can evaluate the energy used. Next slide. Yes, this is the work simplification technique. I told you in the planning of energy management that body mechanics and work simplification technique. You should think of this while planning energy management. Yes, work simplification. Work simplification, we know the definition of work simplification, and it is written here: the conscious seeking of simplest, easiest, and quickest method of doing work. And also some scientists has defined accomplishing more work within a given amount of time and energy. So when this time and energy, these are very closely related resources, and if these are properly blended, these are properly used, the work of the housewife will be much simplified. And for this we have to think of two things in a great extent, that is the motion mindedness and work simplification technique. Motion mindedness means what? Thinking of some motions, there are some basic motions, and the worker who is motion minded, what happened is aware of the needed motions and plan her work accordingly. This is important. And the important principles of motion economy, next slide. Important principles are sorry, I have not prepared the slide. Okay, there are 5 motion mindedness. That is previous slide. Motion mindedness is use both the hand in unison, and arranging the workplace in such a way that back and forth working is reduced. That is the second point. And use the smaller movements of the hand than the large hand arm motion, and use the smooth movement instead of the jerky one. And as I told you also earlier, motions against the gravity are slower than those with the gravity. Same example, cutting vegetables on a board and then cutting in the air. Then use the proper posture while working is important. So the various techniques used to study the study the work simplification are the pathway chart, process chart, operation chart, and micromotion film analysis. Okay, next. Just a minute, please, excuse me. See, the pathway chart. Pathway chart means this. See, we can see this here. I will explain this. It is very simple device for making the motion and time study in home. Okay. Actually, first what you have to do, a floor plan is drawn to the scale and it is fastened to a drawing board. To a scale means we cannot draw the exact length and width, so it should be drawn into a scale and it should be fastened to a drawing board, or wall board may be used, pin and threads so that that are needed to make such studies. Then what happened, the pins are put in on the floor plan where the worker turns and her pathway is measured from the what thread wood around the pin. See, works. Actually, two charts are used here, one for the original and other for the revised pathway. Okay, and at the end, what happened, the leftover thread may be measured and the total amount of energy or total amount of the distance covered can be find out. So this is the next. See, the previous chart I have given. This is I have collected. No, next previous. Previous one. Slide, please. This is I have taken this from a book, and here what happened. The studies conducted in 3 phases. First is the original process, and the first revision. Means after the work is means everything work is done in an organized way, and the third is the final process. So 3 floor plans are drawn in different wallpaper, and this is actually for the research purposes. This work simplification techniques are used. Next slide. This is a pathway chart. One of my students has conducted. I've given her one assignment, and she has prepared this pathway chart for preparation of UPMA. She has done this study and find out that it is written the time taken in the first process is around 45 minutes, and the second one it is around 26 minutes, and the distance traveled in the first one and second it is written in a small letter. I cannot see, just see. I can find out the difference work done in an organized way and in an organized way. How much time is saved and how many steps can be saved. The second, next. This is the process chart. Process chart, we all know it is a step-by-step description of the worker performing a given task in any operation, in any work. And here the small circle, you can see the small circle, large circle, triangle and rectangle. The small circle, it indicates that worker is going somewhere. Large circle indicates that she is standing still but working with her hands. And the square indicates that she is checking what she has done. And the triangle, it indicates that nothing is happening. And the square is what? Inspection. Actually, it can be this after doing the experiment, it can be distinguished that where the delay occurs. Okay, actually this method is also used for research purposes to perform the chart, and the same task in the original way and the revised way, both can be done. Here one of my students, she has done this process chart for operation flower arrangement. She was doing she did a flower arrangement, and the second girl was observing her activities and just go on doing this. See the just a minute. See the first is movement from the place to place. The first goes to collect the flowers, so the small circle. Then second step, cut the stem to the desirable length. This is the different steps of the flower arrangement, and what the girl was doing, the second girl was observing and she just noted the steps, noted the description, and at the end she just did like this. And what happened, see, goes to collect the flower pots, cut the stem to the desirable length, thinks, that means what? These symbols, triangle, then goes to collect the water for the pot, like this. Okay. What happened at the end, you can calculate the change of place is 4, operation of hand is 5, delay 1, and inspection 2. The total steps it travels is 12. And can think of where she can cut shorts, which step can be eliminated, like this. So this is again for the research purpose. Then next is operation chart. Next slide. This is again here 3 symbols are used. First is the movement. Operation chart means it is just similar to the process chart, but what happened? It picks up a one particular steps in the whole process. Okay, and that breaks it down into the whole of each hand, the left hand and right hand. Here also the 3 symbols are used, and the what happened? The 3 means this is also a detailed study. Here one person is performing a task and 2 observers are there. One is looking for the left hand and other one is responsible for the right hand. What the respondent is doing, what the worker is doing in the left hand, the person who is responsible for the left hand operations goes on writing the description here, and the second one writes the operation of the right hand. So then you just at the end one can calculate. Here I have not mentioned the thing, but here this just like you can think of paring up a potato, we are using whatever work you are using by using both the hands, that can be done in operation chart. Next slide. This is the micro motion film analysis, and it is a very expensive method. Actually, it is purely a research techniques, and it applies best to tasks that can be easily find. And here what happened, pictures are taken while doing the activity, and after that it can be analyzed. So it is for the laboratory purpose this method is used. Next. Oh, this is important. This is the Mundel's classes of change, means how the work can be simplified by using different work simplification technique and work simplification method. So these Mundel's, Marvin Mundel's, he has discovered, he has done a survey and find out these changes. So first changes in doing change in hand and body motion. Actually, in doing any activity, we may use many motions of the body, and some motions are redundant, which are not at all required. Actually, focusing attention on how and which motion of the body can be eliminated, that is most essential. And example means, suppose we're doing a particular activities, all the body means all the motions of the hand and body may not be required. We may be unnecessary, we may travel here and there. If little bit will be cautious and motion mindedness, we can check that. So this saves your time and energy both. Then change in equipment and work arrangement. Change in equipment means sometimes it is really expensive sometimes, but the small equipments means expensive means it may not suit to everybody's pocket. But by changing the simple tools like the beater, egg beater, or the lemon squeezer, or the grinding, or the pressure cooker for cooking, it helps in saving time as well as your hand motion. Actually, what happened when the worker performs any activity, it is not only her skills in work that helps to simplify the work, but along with it, the working conditions are also very important. We should not forget that. So proper work surface in terms of your work height, the depth, the width of the surface, proper tools and adequate storage space, adequate lighting, and these are aids for improving the worker's efficiency. The third is change in production sequence. Production sequence means suppose work done haphazardly, it creates confusion and it creates confusion, and it may cause delay, it creates chaos. So as there are number of activities to be done in the home, what happened, jobs such as the home housewife performing like cooking, making children ready for the school, packing lunchbox, and or the bed making, consider any type of job. Each activity should be follow up in a sequence. Okay, that is in a sequence, in an organized way. So when there are many activities to be done in a shorter period or in a particular time, one must think of combining of the task. For example, while food is getting cooked in pressure cooker, one can finish giving bath to the children or serving breakfast like this. So it all depends upon the skill and smartness of the housewife, how she will manage all the activities in a sequential manner. Then the change in the finished product. Change in finished product means the worker might have to change some of her standards or expectations about how the finished product should be in appearance, taste, shape, and size. Suppose you are making cake, no need of making the icing icing of the cake at home. That you can, by changing means by giving a slight change to the finished product, your energy may be saved. Then the change, last change is changed in raw material. Change this actually change in raw material, it refers to the raw ingredients used for product keeping. The final product means change in the raw material, keeping the final product ready. For example, if one can use the ready to use mixes that is available nowadays in the market. So this is just, I am giving one example. Next slide. Next slide, please. Postures, yes, postures. See, this is just, okay. Okay, these are some of the good postures and bad postures, or you can say the correct postures and incorrect postures. What should be the body? See, this is good posture and this is a wrong posture. See this, I'll tell you the different principles related to this posture in the next slide, in the coming slide. Okay. So this is a good standing posture. Standing posture means what? Standing posture means the head, neck, chest, everything, abdomen, it should be balanced vertically. Okay, and abdomen, these are balanced vertically one upon another, so that the weight is carried out, carried mainly by the bony framework, and the minimum of effort and strain is required. That is a good posture. And good sitting posture means, good standing posture. Sitting posture means it should, again, it should be well balanced and a poised position. Okay, and the weight is carried by the bony support of the skeleton, thus relieving the muscles and nerve of all strain. Next. Now coming to the ergonomic principles for maintaining good posture. See, I have written everything here. Means most of the things I've written here. There are some principles. Ergonomic principle, you know what is ergonomics. Two words, ergo and nomos, means work and principle. And ergonomics means it is the relationship between man, machine, and man-made. So these are the ergonomic principles. The first principle is your body posture provides a good starting point for evaluating the task you do. See, this is the best position in which you can use the equipment and work at those. This is in neutral position. See, maintain S curve. This is a curve. You maintain this S curve of the spine. Actually, our spinal column is shaped more or less like S. So to maintain this S curve, and when standing also, or when doing any work in a standing position, you can put up on a footrest. Your leg should be here. See, footrest. Use this footrest. It helps to keep the spinal column in proper alignment. Next principle. Next slide. Yes, when using the equipment for a long period in sitting posture with your back in C curve. This is C curve. What happened? You can use a support and give a support to the lumbar like this. Good lumbar support is required to maintain the proper curve. In this small means proper curve at your back. So this is not a right posture. You can put a support here. Okay, next. That means body should be in neutral position. Then keep the neck aligned. Next, previous slide. Previous one. Oh, next. Here, this is the inverted V curve. See, you can look this. This is a inverted V curve. It creates an it is a greater strain on the back. This type of posture. So even you are not lifting anything, so you are not lifting the load, and you are working like this in this position for a longer period, you may get a pressure on the spine. So common improvement to use is suppose you are doing something, you can use a lifter. The position should be like this. So if you work in this position in the inverted V curve, you may get means what strain in the back, and you may get pain, and this is not a good posture. And after, if you continue to work in the wrong posture, what will happen? You will feel the difference after certain age. Next. Yes, here also keep the neck aligned. Keep the neck aligned means the neck bones are also the parts of the part of the spinal column. This neck bone. What happens? The neck, the prolonged twisted and bent postures of the neck, it can be stressful. Okay, continuously if we'll bend the neck like this, it may be stressful. It is not recommended. The best way is to make the changes is usually adjust your equipment. Here the equipment is in a flat position. You can adjust, you can tilt the equipment at this angle, 45 degree or 60 degree, which is convenient to you. You just make the best way to make the changes. And you, for this, you have to adjust your equipment so that your neck is in its neutral posture. Next slide. See, here keep the elbows at the sides. Give rest to your elbows. The neutral posture for your arm is to keep the elbows at the side of your shoulder, relaxed. Here, see, your shoulder is not in a relaxed position. You may change the equipment. Here you can use the arm rest to make your hand like this, make your wrist like this. Here, see, this is the actual position of the wrist. Okay, this equipment is it is in vertical. For this, this is not adjusted to your height. That's why this is not in a right position. Your shoulder. This is advisable. The right hand illustrated. This is advisable. Next. Keep the wrist in neutral. See. This is the many things you can think. See, this is the right way to keep the hands in the same plane. Okay, it is self-illustrated. Next, it is here what happened. Principle. This is reduce excessive force. This is actual how to hold this. Excessive force means excessive force on joint. It can create potential for the fatigue and injury. So what happened? The action is for what? You identify the specific instances for excessive force and think of the way to this. It depends upon you. You have to think of the way which position is convenient to you. If you are not getting relaxed or not means it is not convenient, or your body is not permitting to lift anything, should not do any work. That is the main thing. Okay. Then this is the third principle. Keep everything in reach. Reach means you have, this is showing the horizontal reach. All the equipments within is easy reach, horizontal and vertical reach, both reach means with your arms, forearms extended, and see this semicircle. This is your convenient reach. And if you extend, if you stretch your hand straight, and the semicircle, this is your maximum reach. After this, you have to bend, you have to work, you have to work in awkward position. So while if you are storing anything, or you are handling any equipment, you try to think of this. Some scientists say this principle is redundant with the posture, but this is important. It helps to evaluate the task from the specific perspective. Next. Yes, this is proper height. Proper height means your body should be at neutral positions. Excuse me. Hello. अच्छा मु सारी दो चैप्टर कर okay. So this is also one principles, and next so there will be demand of the time. This is reduction of excessive motion. Next please, these are all principles. Always I think of the minimum to do the work with minimum fatigue and minimum static load. Next. See, always provide clearance, maybe in the vertical position or leg room. Always give clearance, leg clearance, room clearance. It is always important. Next. So these are some suggested activities. Previous slide, please. These are some suggested previous slide. These are some activities, suggested activities I have given. You can give this assignment to your students. Okay, next slide, next. So just I will take 2 more minutes because energy and time, they are closely associated. They can be blended properly for proper management, for sound management. So I just want to speak 1 to 2 minutes on time management. Next. See, we always say that somebody say that we have enough time. Being successful does not make you to manage time well, but managing your time makes you always successful. Okay, next. See, these are some myths of time management. Next. Next slide. Achha, these are some truth about time management. Next. How to use the time effectively, effective planning, setting goals, tools and objects like this, setting deadlines, delegation of responsibilities, prioritizing activities and spending right time on the right activities. Next. This is important, the tools of time management. That is because means for most people, activities are piled up in certain times or certain times of a day, week or month. So with the knowledge means this just 2 activities are piled up, and this is called the peak loads. And with the acknowledgement of this tools for time management, one can manage the time. And next, work simplification. It is also a tools for the time management, and there are several steps. I think it is there also. You just know this. What are the various steps of time management? We generally ignore this, but with consciously, if we'll make a written plan and we follow this time schedule, definitely success will be at your feet. Next. And these are the factors which influence the time use, the efficiency, economic, social status, like this, education, etc., etc. These are some of the factors that influence time. So this is very important. The key is just a minute. Just remember this thing. The key is not spending time, but in investing it. Okay. That means you use the time in a productive way. That is more important. How to use the time in a productive way. Don't just spend time, use it in a productive way. These are suggested. Next slide. These are some of the suggested activities I have suggested. You can give this to your students for assignment. Just I have mentioned a few. There are many more activities. I have mentioned a few. Next, and the summary of today's presentation is time and energy resources. It represents two most valuable commodities, and time schedule and work production curves are the two tools you can use to increase your output. And finally, these tools, when combined properly, the managerial abilities will be enhanced. Thank you all. You are in a time constraint, so I have to finish it. Anyway, thank you. Thank you all for the patient hearing.
Thank you so much, madam, for giving us very useful information regarding home management. We have got the vast information regarding body mechanism, work simplification technique, etc. It is a wonderful presentation, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ajanta, madam, over to you.
Thank you, Suparna, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. In spite of your busy schedule and many commitments, you could able to make it. Thanks a lot. And including me, many of your students, they have also joined this platform. We feel like we are in the classroom. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dear participants, now the time has arrived for the valedictory ceremony of our Insight 1 week faculty development program in home science, organized by PG Department of Home Science and sponsored by IDP Cell. All the dignitaries, they have joined here. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Madam, Honorable IDP Coordinator, Professor Chandicharan Rath, and Honorable PG Council Chairperson, Professor Sasmita Mohanty, ma'am, they all have joined. And without wasting time, I would like to request Professor Chandicharan Rath, Coordinator IDP Cell, to address few words.
Thank you, Dr. Ajanta. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning and namaskar. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rama Devi Women's University, Professor Aparajita Chaudhary, Madam. Honorable Chairperson, PG Council, Professor Sasmita Mohanty. Head of the Department Home Science, Dr. Sasmita Behera. Convenor of the program, Dr. Ajanta Nayak and her entire crew. At the outset, I must thank and congratulate the Department of Home Science, the convener, the entire crew to conduct this faculty development program under the mandate of World Bank funding, IDP OHEPEE. It's a pride privilege in my part to place in record that Department of Home Science conducted a faculty development program Insight to Home Science, if I'm not wrong, from 14th February, a wonderful celebrating day, till 20th February, a week-long faculty development program. I'm sure, as I see today, right now we have 187 participants. Let me place in record again here that we don't have that much faculties in our affiliated colleges, and we are proud that we have maintained the quality in such a manner that the faculties, research scholars, students from other states of the country also have joined our program. This indicates the quality of our university. I must thank the Department of Home Science for organizing such a wonderful program, especially the convener and her entire crew. I hope such more programs to be conducted by Department of Home Science in future. With these few words, I remain here. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Bande Utkal Janani.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request our PG Council Chairperson, Professor Sasmita Mohanty, to share her views.
Thank you, Dr. Ajanta. A very good morning to you all. Professor Aparajita Chaudhary, esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Chandicharan Rath, Coordinator IDP, Professor Manashi Mohanty, the esteemed Speaker of the day, concluding session, and all other speakers who bestowed the occasion on this 5-day-long, week-long FDP program. Organizing team members, all the faculty members, of the Home Science Department and esteemed participants. So this is really a very great day because all the sessions were very informative and it covered all the aspects of home science as a subject. And I feel such kind of FDPs should be arranged over and over again, because this will not only help the faculty to be exposed, they will also get the overview of the subject, and it will keep them motivated as well. So I congratulate the department as a whole for organizing the program, and I also feel that recent times, like with these kind of existing faculties of home science department, it has been a lot more productive, and I would congratulate the department, the organizers, convener of the FDP program, Dr. Ajanta, head of the department, Dr. Behera, and all other guest faculties and all other regular faculties as well for their involvement, their dedication towards the development of the department and development of the students. So with these few words, I would again like to congratulate and thank all the speakers who have graced the occasion of this FDP program and enlightened the participants. And I would definitely urge them to be again cooperate with us to be coming once again when we require them. That's what I would like to say. Thank you, Ajanta, and thank you all your faculty members once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, sir, because you always keep us motivating. Thanks for everything, ma'am. Now I would like to request our head of the department, Dr. Sasmita Behera, to say something. Ma'am, are you there? Hello. Okay. Hello. Sasmita, ma'am. I think she must be busy with the administration work, because today in our university academic audit is also going on. So I think she must be busy with that. Okay, without wasting time, I would like to now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Aparajita Chaudhary, to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ajanta. A very good morning to one and all present here, dear participants, and also all the resource persons for this one week long faculty development program being organized by the Department of Home Science, Rama Devi Women's University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. At the outset, let me thank all the participants, those who are for the week long, they are joining here to learn, to update, and to upgrade themselves. And the topic that is why the title of this FDP is Insight. I feel that each one of you present here must have got a deeper insight into the subject matter, the home science. I always believe, as you know, that I also belong to a faculty of home science. I'm an academician, teacher, researcher in the field of home science for the last 40 years. And as in the beginning, in the inaugural program, I did mention to you, this is a period, this is a stage, especially when Government of India has already declared that National Education Policy 2020 is in implementation stage, and every state has to implement it. And this is a great opportunity on the part of all the home scientists, because home science is a discipline having multidisciplinary approach. And very importantly, this is the time we need to realize, upgrade, update ourselves to make use of the subject in the context of NEP 2020. The more validity this particular subject, as you know, this is the only subject having where science, arts, commerce, management, health science, everything, education, every discipline is entangled with it. So we need to have, it is not only whether it is a science or arts, it has to go beyond that. The first thing we need to do definitely the image building of this particular discipline, wherein we need to focus more on research and quality teaching. Unless and until as a teacher, we are not equipped with all the branches of home science. It is not only one specialization, because I was hearing to all the resource persons, they're expert in their own specialization, but the time has also come that we need to be within our subject. We need to have a multi-branch approach. Of course, as a human development specialist, I need to have certain knowledge about the foods and nutrition, family resource management, home size extension education, textiles and clothing, etc. So image building and upgrading our subject specific knowledge is of great importance. Unless and until we do that, it's very difficult on the part of this as a discipline to survive. This is my appeal to all the participants inside the state of Orissa and those who are from the outside of the state of Orissa, that each one of you have the responsibilities of taking forward this particular discipline. As an NAC assessor, I visit to the different colleges and the universities having home science as a major subject, and they are doing wonderful, and still it needs to be done further. One more thing also I would like to say, that the research component of home science education need to be strengthened. And I would like to, I think Rama Devi Women's University is going to organize few more such type of training and upgradation of faculty members on the part, especially in research, thrust areas of research in home science, depending on the contemporary issues, relevance, having policy applications, because we need to give that policy application based also. It's not only the teaching is enough. Teaching and research both requires for the upgradation and the image building of the discipline. So thank you very much. Let me congratulate and thank the Department of Home Science, Rama Devi Women's University, Ajanta, and her entire team.
Thank you
for conducting such type of upgradations of faculty development program. All my best wishes, blessings. Thank you very much. Bande Utkal Janani Jai Hind. Thank you very much, Ajanta. Over to Ajanta.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your encouraging words and inspiring us, as always you do, towards the research and excellence. Thank you so much, ma'am. So it feels like just the formal vote of thanks I'm going to propose. It feels like just we have started today, and we are on all the sessions. And I'm sure this last session, 6 sessions, they have some amazing insights to the different spheres of home science, and which are really, really relevant to all our studies. Faculty development program like this, it would this is never completed without thanking many people. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Aparajita Chaudhary ma'am, being the driving force behind this program. Without her constant encouragement and guidance, this program would not have been a possible one. My heartfelt thanks to our PG Council Chairperson, Professor Sasmita Mohanty ma'am, for her constant support and encouragement. Thanks goes to IDP coordinator, Professor Chandi Charan Rath, for extending his helping hand and encouraging and organizing this event. My heartfelt thanks to Professor Tapati Das, our honorable guest of honor, who blessed us to contribute for this subject and move forward. Hearty thanks goes to all the resource persons who, despite of their committed schedule and strong commitments, contributed to this program immensely with a variety degree with their knowledge and experience. I would like to thank my entire department, head of the department, Dr. Sasmita Behera, Dr. Suparna Patel, Dr. Subhangi Sahu, Dr. Gautami Dokina, for their support in shaping this program. The pillar of this faculty development program, our 3 research scholars of Ramadevi Women's University, who stood all storms, worked day and night seamlessly, making this program a huge success. Miss Anushriya, Miss Chinmayi, and Miss Roja, thank you for for contributing a lot to this program and working from the front, managing and all the communications and the technical deliberations. So huge kudos to you 3, all of you, and I look forward to great accomplishment from you all in future. I'm really thankful to all the participants for your active, continuous participation, encouragement, and feedback. And I thank you all for who have actually, you are the one who complete this faculty development program in home science. Once again, thank you all for making this event a grand success. Thank you so much. Okay, our participants, they have shared some videos giving their feedback to us. Now I would like to request my team to play those videos.
Good afternoon, Honorable Vice Chancellor, eminent guest speakers, respected faculty members, organizing committee, and all participants of 1-week online faculty development program from 14th February to 19th February 2022 by Rama Devi Women's University Vidya Vihar, Bhubaneswar. Myself, Dr. Dipali Rao from Government Ghanshyam Singh Gupta PG College, Balod, Chhattisgarh, Assistant Professor of Home Science and Head of the Department of Home Science. A well-balanced variety of the themes were explored and all spheres of home science were touched. Great lectures, stimulating, very useful, and very well presented by all guest speakers. Lecture slides were well prepared and comprehensive. Query session was highly interactive with inputs and insights being shared. Knowledge is a treasure, but practice is the key to it. It is a great pleasure on behalf of all participants to show profound gratitude for arranging online faculty development program, and a big thanks to the organizing committee. Thank you.
Good afternoon to each and everyone joined in this digital platform. It gives me immense pleasure to share my views. At the same time, thanks to the organizing team for giving me this opportunity to share my views. First of all, I would like to congratulate the entire team for their great effort to begin such a well-checked program under the supervision of Vice Chancellor Madam Dr. Aparajita Chaudhary. This program almost touches all the important areas of home science, starting from communication, textile and clothing, parenting, which is a very important portion of human development indeed, nutrition and many more. This program was inaugurated by our beloved teacher and one of the eminent home scientists of the state, Dr. Tapati Das. Best part of the program, which I enjoyed thoroughly, is the textile portion delivered by Dr. Raval and question answer session of parenting by Dr. Arundhati Ratha. Last but not the least, all the speakers are excellent in their field and they have nicely presented their portion. And these portions which will help all the participants, I mean the students, research scholars and the teachers thereafter in the coming days. So congratulations again to the entire organizing team. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Anupma Kaushik, Assistant Professor, Department of Home Science, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Gorakhpur University, Gorakhpur. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my views. First of all, I want to thank and congratulate all the organizing team and dignitaries of Rama Devi Women's University, Bhubaneswar, especially Dr. Ajanta Nayak, convener, Dr. Sasmita Behra, Dr. Suparna Patil, Dr. Subhangi Shahu, Dr. Gautami Dokina, and all the organizing team for such an informative and interactive FDP in home science. As we all know, very less FDPs and refresher courses are organized in home science. So I just don't want to miss this chance to attend the program. And after attending, I realized that all the sessions and resource persons were very informative, and they shared the knowledge which was very important and enhanced our knowledge. So I hope this university and the department will organize more programs, and not for 7 days, for more days, 15 days or 1 month in future. And I would like to congratulate them for organizing such program and well structured program. And I would extend my best wishes to the team for the future endeavors. And
good morning, everybody. Myself, Uttas Nasreen, lecturer in home science, Srimati Devi Women's College, Cuttack. My warm greetings to Honorable Professor Dr. Aparajita Chaudhary Madam, DC RDWU Women's University, the dynamic, intellectual and highly knowledgeable personality, ideal of all home scientists, Honorable Professor Dr. Sasmita Mohanty Madam, Chairperson of PG Council, RDWU Women's University, respected Professor Dr. Tapati Das Madam, former principals of RD Autonomous College, my favorite teacher, dear convener Madam Dr. Ajanta Nayak, loving Shubhangi and Anushya, and all the team members of 1 week online faculty development program for arranging such an amazing knowledge transfer program, which gave us opportunity to gain from the wisdom of such eminent spokespersons who have delivered innovative, informative, and interactive talk, who enlightens all the participants very much. We would highly encourage the organizer to come up with such program time and again. I express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone, all those who have helped us in making this event most successful. Thank you.
मैं डॉक्टर वंदना बनकर, हेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ होम साइंस, आर्ट एंड साइंस कॉलेज, चिंचोली, औरंगाबाद, महाराष्ट्र। आज के अवसर पर मुझे ये कहना मैं चाहूंगी कि रमा देवी वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी ओडिशा के होम साइंस डिपार्टमेंट का और इस FDP के कन्वेनर डॉक्टर अजंता नायक मैम का मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी कि इन्हीं के माध्यम से हमें होम साइंस में के अंतर्गत जो भी शाखाएं आती है जैसे कि कम्युनिकेशन है, टेक्सटाइल एंड ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट, न्यूट्रिशन है, FRM है, आदि सभी शाखाओं का विस्तृत ज्ञान इस FDP के दौरान हमें मिला है। और इसके दौरान संबंधित विषयों पर जो भी रिसोर्स पर्सन बुलाए गए थे वो उन्होंने भी अपना 100% यहाँ पर दिया है। उनके नाम लेना चाहूंगी मैं, जैसे कि डॉक्टर विभूता परासर, डॉक्टर शोभा रानी मैम, डॉक्टर अरुंधति रथ मैम, डॉक्टर हेमलता रावल मैम, डॉक्टर ज्ञान, इन सभी ने बहुत ही विस्तृत तरीके से हमारे सभी कंसेप्ट क्लियर किए हैं। जैसे भी जो भी क्वेश्चंस आते थे FDP के दौरान तो उससे भी सॉल्व किया है। इससे हमें बहुत ही प्रेरणा मिली है, प्रोत्साहन मिला है और अध्यापन करते समय भी हमें इस सभी ज्ञान का बहुत ही अच्छा फायदा होने वाला है। और मुझे यकीन है कि 100% ये सब बातें हमें फायदेमंद रहेगी। आगे के लिए भी आप सभी को मैं शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ कि आप हमेशा ऐसे प्रोग्राम अरेंज करते रहिए। धन्यवाद।
Yes, we are really grateful for your support and cooperation. Thank you. Dear participants, we have already shared the feedback form and the MCQs as it is mandatory by Higher Education Department, Government of Odisha, as we discussed yesterday. And I would like to request you all to go through it and send us to as early as possible, because on that basis, the certificates will be generated. And thank you so much for making this everything possible, making Insight a huge success. Any queries, if you have, 3 numbers have been shared there, and you can also call me at any time. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone, till we meet again. Thank you. I think we should end our program here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.